Welcome back to our border battle day 3. We are getting underway with Team Canada versus Recru Farm from Quebec. Leading off for the Quebec team is Isiel Gonzalez, the shortstop for the Quebecois. That brings up number 22, Claude Chiasson, the left fielder here. And this is a team we haven't seen too much of so far on this broadcast, but this is the reigning Quebec champions.
Yeah, they're the Canadian champions. They usually win their provincial championship. I think they may have done so already this year. They have qualified for the Canadians, which is out west this year.
That's always a good trip out west. There's a shot from Chiasson as the ball comes in to left, and they try to keep Chiasson locked at first, but that sends Gonzalez to third. And now the Quebecers get to play with runners on the corners here and none out. So it looks like they're putting a hurting on Reinders very quickly, making the leap to Team Canada from the Cahooniverse East team.
Yeah, Claude Chiasson, he was a former Border Battle senior men's team. Frankie Henry, who stepped on the plate here, also has participated a great many years on Team Canada. Looking for a big fly here. Frankie's going to see if he can find a pitch here from Kyle that he can drive over that mesh in left.
Or even hit the mesh, because that's also a great strategy to have here. What a play from Pinnell. What a stretch. And there's Team Canada making some headway here on the defensive side of the game.
Yeah, we saw that last night. Colin Andrews hasn't let up from the great plays he made at shortstop there. One hopper to him, fed nicely across the diamond for the quick turn by Danny Laprise.
And there we go. There's a shot from Grondin, the center fielder, and a great grab from the right fielder on the Canadian side. Hunter Platten with all that hair. He makes it all the way and grabs it over his shoulder, and Team Canada only puts up one run here. Only one run that they have to catch up from Recru Farm, and I'm sure they will. They have been on a tear this weekend, slowly building up to the border battle happening tonight at 6 o'clock here at Peter Hallman Ball-Yard.
Yeah, Recru Farm here is going to want to make a statement and really compete here with Team Canada. They hit the ball well there. There's not a lot of issues. Frankie maybe overswung a little bit and hit a ground ball, which he didn't want to do for the double play, but some well-hit balls there, a couple base hits, but they were only able to cash one. Team Canada is going to want to come here as quick as possible in the bottom of the first and send a message and try and make this a nice short game and get out of the sun that was out. It looks overcast now, but get back in the dugout or get back in the stands and get rested up for the big game at 6 o'clock tonight.
And yes, that is the big game. That is what everybody has been circling on their calendars, and we see that sea of red in Peter Hallman Ball-Yard slowly growing, waiting for the first border battle to happen at 4 o'clock between the women's side here, followed by the 6 o'clock border battle between Team Canada. They'll have a game off as they prepare to face the Americans and go for that title for the 10th annual border battle here in Kitchener.
Annual, yeah. Both defending champions, both Canadian teams. So target on their back. U.S. has come here with purpose. All three of their teams, their ladies team and the two men's team, and the Future certainly went through the tournament undefeated, beating both the national teams, Canada and the U.S. last night, in a wonderful performance, and hopefully a great precursor to the big game at 6 tonight.
That's right. We have been noticing great increase in talent, slowly building over the weekend. You don't want to peak too early, and it looks like the Canadian national teams are peaking at the right time and getting those tune-ups in going into the border battle. And here we have Jeff Zanoli leading off for Team Canada. Not liking the pitches he's seeing so far. He's playing with a 3-2 count. There's a shot from Zanoli. Will it stay or will it go? Off the mesh. He's on his way to second, and Recru Farm cannot contain the ball. Bobbles it over in left field, but Zanoli's not going anywhere. He stays at second with a stand-up double to lead off the game for the Canadians.
It's a start Team Canada is going to be looking for. Jeff, such a veteran, pitching for Quebec. Mario Huard was a member of Team Canada when they won this border battle number 2, Canada's first win. He was an integral part of that team. Veteran presence.
That's going way back for Huard. And he still got it, representing Recru Farm this weekend, playing against his old team, Team Canada. That's funny to say. And there's the shortstop, Colin Andrews, but does not get past does not get past Sebastien Richier at second base. They're able to get the shortstop, Colin Andrews, out at first.
And we saw Stéphane Richer. I get him confused all the time. Sebastien Richer played second base this morning for half the game, then moved to center field. Multi-talented defensive player.
And here's Steele Lewis, the left fielder, who's had a very solid weekend so far as they're taking time here.
Steele Lewis looking like he pulled the medium shirt out of the closet this morning.
As opposed to?
It should be a double XL, I'm thinking, with what he's carrying around.
If you got it, flaunt it, John. And that's exactly what Steele Lewis does. There's a 2-run shot for the Canadians. They pull ahead 2-1. They've only got one gone in this situation this early in the game. That brings up the first baseman, Justin Pinnell.
And not ideal, the homer, but they do want to put some runs on the board here early. Team Canada also has been watching what the U.S. has been done and talking to Coach Reg last night after their game. He wasn't concerned, but he certainly was along the same mindset as the U.S. They wanted to put the pedal down early, score some runs, make it easier on their squad later in the game.
That's right, and Pinnell taking the first two pitches in his at-bat, playing with a 3-1 count here in the driver's seat. He'll take the 3-pitch walk, and that brings up Kyle Nechtel, the left fielder. Number 41 as he digs in. He definitely does not like the extra dirt in the batter's box. I couldn't agree more. I love digging myself into a hole in left field. Everybody hated us for it. It is what it is. But you need a nice flat ground, and especially for Kyle with that high leg kick, and he's got some of the best eyes in the game. From what you've been telling me, he needs to be nice and level in his approach.
He does, yeah. He's got a great eye. He likes to have that chop down level swinging, put good spins on the ball.
Oof! She gone. A bye-bye ball. Kyle Nechtel, as he sprints to first, he's able to score Pinnell and himself with a 2-run shot for 1 Canada. Only one gone here. Not a bad situation to be in. 2 home runs deep, though, this early in the game. And it doesn't seem like they want to waste them all in one shot, but they need to get a good start going.
Yeah, you have 10, so you can make a mistake with a few of them. These are massive mistakes. We talk about getting that magic number 30. So by that account, you want to average 3 runs per every home run. But averaging 2 at this point early in the game, you're going to manufacture runs other ways. That's
right, and Ron Nadelin needs to either get on base or find a way to manufacture a run here. The extra hitter.
Mario struggling a little bit here with Brett Williamson's strike zone from Bloomington, Indiana. I think he's been fairly consistent.
There we go. There's another shot. That's gone. Nadelin, see ya later with a solo shot. That's 5-1 and Canada's 3rd home run this inning.
Yeah, Ron's not happy with that. He's walking back to the dugout, apologizing to a few of the guys he passes. It's not what he meant to do. Either was looking to hit that mesh that's out there or curl something in the corner.
That was a line drive, so that's probably what he was looking to do, but it's just too strong. You can't apologize for being too strong, can you?
No, never.
Hunter Platt and the right fielder for Canada, lining out to right field side.
Yeah, I don't think Hunter will be happy with that at bat. He jumped a little bit at it, and as soon as he made contact, he kind of kicked the dirt and knew it wasn't the most ideal pitch for him.
That's right. He still has the rest of the game to make some adjustments here. Josh Zanoli finding that hole that Hunter tried to find. Hustles over to second with a stand-up double, keeping Canada's run threat alive in scoring position here. Getting ready for Dustin McLaughlin, the 3rd baseman.
Yeah, they're looking to get through the order here, get the butterflies for everyone. A couple more batters to get through, but that would certainly be a goal by Team Canada. Let's roll this over one time here in the 1st and see what we get.
Comes the pitch. Deep. Ball 2. The infield playing very deep for McLaughlin. just misses, but you never know. It could carry, but it doesn't. Catch, Marc-Andre Fournier. 3 gone, but a 5-1 lead for Team Canada at the bottom of the first. Going into the second here, they've already got 3 home runs out of the way. Need to slow down a little bit, but at the same time, the big game is later tonight. If they can go into that with, let's say, a mercy or sending a message early, it's probably ideal for them to have a little bit of lift going into that game.
Yeah, I think that's some of the stuff they want to do here is they want to build, they want to put a good performance out here. I'm going to guess Reg is going to get a majority of the guys through the lineup here, rest some guys. Might be part of the reason Kyle's pitching this game, give Chris Parr, who's expected to be the starting pitcher for Team Canada for the big game, maybe a little bit of a rest. A few of the other players, Curtis Nebel, is certainly going to be in the lineup for that final game. Dave Goulet, who's been hitting the ball all over the park, and Jeff Andrews, who's been certainly in the lineup. So giving some other guys some opportunities, but at the same time getting them sharp because Reg is going to need his bench top to bottom. There's going to be some big situations through the game, and have to take advantage of any opportunities.
And the only way you're going to get your guys to sharpen up for the big game is with reps.
Yeah, you want them to go into this game here with a final vision and a good, solid, confident swagger.
And there we go. Line shot to left center field for number 6, Michael Cordere, the third baseman for Recru Farm. They're not going down without a fight, and the lead is certainly not far out of reach for Recru Farm to get back into this.
Yeah, Michael's continuing his hot streak from this morning. He played a good third base. Recru Farm this morning did play the Futures team, hung in there, took them to 7 innings. Futures proved to be too strong to complete their perfect record on the weekend.
That's right, and there's Forrest. Line shot to Danny Laprise, and he's able to make the play. Runner stays glued to first, which is a smart thing to do. You want to freeze on those line shots because you don't want to get doubled up, and we've seen that a few times already this weekend. So smart base running, but an even better play from Laprise. That brings up Maxime Bouchard, the first baseman for the Team Recru Farm. Pinnell turns it. Can they make it at first? Yes. No. Sandy making the call behind first. Not in time. Able to get to the lead runner, but that was a great turn from the right side of the field.
It was, yeah. Justin's don't have a great arm. He plays all over the outfield, all over the infield. When he first came in a slow pitch, he was a left-handed shortstop. He was that talented, which you don't see a lot. And
you
strong
see never.
arm. Yeah, absolutely. But he's that special of a talent, and he's even pitched, I think, in a border battle game. So
that's incredible. What can't Pinnell do? There's a pop-up here from Marc-Andre Fournier. That ends the threat. Colin Andrews making the last out of the inning, putting up a goose egg for Recru Farm. No threat there, and they're able to continue the hit parade into this bottom of the second.
Yeah, Team Canada is going to look to jump all over them here. That's a goose egg. We talked about the opportunities, the small little things you've got to take advantage of, a walk, a small throwing error, anything along those lines. And Team Canada is going to want to take advantage. They got the goose egg. They got a good opportunity to do so. And we'll see if Team Canada here, starting off at the bottom of the order, Danny Laprise, who will look to get Team Canada going.
And that's right, the bottom of the order, your job is to make sure you get on base so that the top of the order is able to do their job, which is knock people in before you get into the heart of the order. And the thing is, though, when the top, from bottom to top, when you have an order that's able to get on base and also hit some long balls, it doesn't really matter where you are in the order because everybody can fill in the roles of either getting on, hitting them in, taking a walk. It's a very versatile lineup that Canada has.
Yeah, for sure. You're looking at it up and down, and you can move guys all over this lineup, and they're an instant threat.
And that Danny Laprise is able to find the line. Will it stay fair? No! Oh, just tailed to the other side of the foul line. It kissed the line, though. If only this was tennis, I'm sure it would have stayed in because I did not see any space between the green and the white from where the ball touched down. That was a great hit.
And it certainly would have challenged that eagle eye for sure if you had to go an instant replay there. There wasn't. That's as close to being fair as you're going to get with it not being fair. So
And if we had that eagle eye, I guarantee you everybody would be up and clapping, waiting for that final result. But Laprise has another chance at this. He's playing with a 2-2 count now, taking the next pitch. High leg kick.
I'm wondering if the wind played a little on that. It looks like it's kind of cutting across a little bit in their faces now.
Yes, it is. It is blowing away from the right fielder, but he's able to find the gap in the middle of the field. He's hustling to 2. Easy stand-up double. That's one way to turn around what could have been a great hit into an even better and more usable hit.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was watching Coach Reg down there, who usually doesn't show much emotion, but you can see the intensity building, the emotion building. Saw his right hand kind of go in that little fist as he saw that ball hitting the gap.
And there's the pitcher, Kyle Reinders. He's able to find a spot in a very similar area. Laprise holds up at third, runners at the corners for Canada. And
yeah,
there we go.
Kyle wanted to show he belongs and he's ready to go. And if he's called upon in the big game, he's going to be there, ready to go, whether it's offensively, defensively. A good add. He has played for Team Canada in the past, so he will not be overwhelmed by the bigness of the situation.
Of course, he's been here before, and so has Jeff Zanoli, finding a shot down the line. He's able to move the runners up. 2 runners in scoring position now, including Zanoli, and also a runner scoring thanks to that RBI single scoring Laprise.
I think that's a good sign. Jeff Zanoli on it. This team really needs that leader. They need that guy that goes out there calm. You're not going to see much emotion from Jeff, but you're going to see the internal intensity from him.
And one way to make it intense, Colin Andrews lining out to right field. He's able to move up the lead runner to third, giving Recru Farm a little bit to deal with here with a runner in scoring position for Steele Lewis, who is a difficult out to get. And there's 2 gone.
Yeah,
One gone.
One gone in this inning, but yeah, Steele's as automatic for the Canadian side as Bryson Baker. 2 different hitters. Bryson Baker's at the top of the order for the U.S. Steele's in the heart of the Canadian lineup. Shows you the depth of the U.S. team.
He lets that one go. 3-1 count here.
That's why it's going to be so important for Colin Andrews to really get going in that big border battle game, give the opportunities here for Steele Lewis. So Team USA, as we talked about last night, I'm very interested in what Helmer has up his sleeve for Steele tonight. They've clearly talked about him. Are they going to pitch to him? Are they going to try and put him in opportunities where he hits solo home runs? Or are they going to decide they're not going to let him be the guy that beats them tonight?
That's right. You don't want to leave it up to one guy, but Justin Pinnell can also get it done. He rips a shot down the right field line, but the wind is picking up. It certainly took that back and out. As we see the wind picking up here at Peter Hallman Ballpark, the clouds have come in. You can see them out on the screen here, but Pinnell finds a shot. Will it drop? No, it does not. Marc-Andre Farnier goes for a big run to make that grab, but a run still scores.
I think that's why you've seen Justin Pinnell's being in the lineup the entire weekend, hitting right behind Steele. I think Reg has done that to give Pinnell the opportunity to understand what those pressures are going to feel like going into the border battle game. Hitting behind a hitter like Steele Lewis isn't easy. I know there's been a struggle in Ontario for his Toronto Orioles team of finding the right player to hit behind Steele. A lot of teams won't let Steele beat them in a game and don't pitch to him.
But it's a chance that you have to take, because other players can hit him in. And here's Kyle Nechtel finding the hole. He plates one. Steele Lewis rounding third. He plates again. There's 2 runs in for Canada off of Kyle Nechtel's single to the left side of the field. And you know what? Even if you have a difficult time hitting behind Steele Lewis, you have to trust batter behind you to pick you up as well, and that's what they've been able to do here. Get your runners on base. If you can't get them in, the next one will likely do it for you.
Yeah, there's lots of confidence. The guys up and down the lineup that they're going to pick each other up. I still, however, think that that Pinnell at bat, instead of giving up an out somewhere between there, is add to the misery of the U.S. team.
That's right, and here's Ron Nadelin.
I think the important thing here to notice, Natalie, is all of a sudden Team Canada's put up 4 runs without using a home run. All of a sudden you look up at the board, 9 runs scored, 3 homers used. All of a sudden that homer to run ratio has suddenly gone to 3.
Which is great news for the Canadians, but they're not able to make anything of it with this at-bat. They score a couple runs here. Like you said, they scored 4 runs here, which is a good number to put up to that magic number of 30 toward the end of the game. Leading 9-1 after 2 innings here. Stay with us. We've got more slow pitch coming up after this. That's right. You gotta pull the trigger sometimes, John. That's right. Yeah. We're fucking divas now after 2 days.
Kidding me? I'm not going to be tying my shoes after today. That's how it goes, isn't it?
Who tied your shoes this morning? So I gotta show up?
I did call the bellhop. He comes up here, neat bags, taking out. He said, "No, I got my shoes for you."
Did you give him some money?
Oh, yeah. No, he took it. He says, "Yeah, we still don't do that."
For Recru Farm, pitcher number 34, Mario Huer.
He's bad at his job. Bad at the job. I asked for a bottle opener last night. They wouldn't even give that to me. Welcome back to the top of the 3rd inning. Mario Huard for Recru Farm, working for his own cause as he's the starting pitcher for the team from Quebec with a stand-up single liner into the left side of the field. And that brings up number 51, Stéphane Rindeau.
The right fielder today.
He takes one deep from Renders, the pitcher for the Canadians today, who has made the leap from Cahoonavers East, but not the first time he's done that. And there's a weird spin. Can he make it? Can he pick it? No, he cannot. Pinnell has to come off the bag and take control of the situation.
That's one of those balls, I think, as a pitcher, you freeze. It's right at you. You don't understand. He's hit the ball right off the end of the bat and the crazy spin on it because Kyle certainly froze, understood. All of a sudden, that ball was a little bit short, but that freeze was just enough to let that ball hit the ground and obviously take that crazy spin.
That's like a changeup coming right at you, thinking it's going to be coming at 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things is the pitcher there. You anticipate everything hit hard at you if it's coming at you. Your depth perception is a little bit muted. You see the balls coming so quickly at you traditionally, so those slower ones are more problematic than the quick ones.
So runners on first and second for Recru Farm here. They find a hole. Nechtel getting the ball in, but Recru Farm is able to score one. Runners on the corners. Sebastien Richier with an RBI single, the second baseman. And that brings the top of the order up for Recru Farm, Isiel Gonzalez.
That's as you've talked about through the couple days here, Natalie, about the bottom of the order doing their job and how they have to do it. Recru Farm, bottom of the order, has certainly made a statement here to the top of their lineup.
Gonzalez making a statement here. Ay, ay, ay. Is that out of here? No! Nechtel is able to make the catch at the warning trap. Recru Farm able to tag up and score from third and move the runner from first to second.
Yeah, if you look at those flags now, it looks to me like they were blowing right at us. We're looking kind of right down the first baseline, and we almost couldn't see the flags that were blowing right at us. And as that ball went up in the air, the flags went the complete other way, like they were blowing directly in from left field.
Yes, and any other day, that ball would have been out of here. That could have carried for sure, but the wind has picked up, and it'll kill the balls. Looking at that foul ball, that was taken way out of line here on the right side of the field, past the stands. We are dealing with some interesting weather conditions now that could have an impact on the high flyers that happen in this game.
Yeah, something must be approaching here, some sort of weather pattern, as Claude Chasson was looking to do one of his patented shots down the right field line, which he's been well known to do.
Something's cooking in Kitchener, John.
Something is.
Chasson lets that one go deep, playing with a 2-2 count from Renders. There's a shot. Renders makes the play, looks the runner back. He doesn't go. Easy play at first to get Chiasson.
There's that old momentum thing. The whole Quebec team jumped out of their shoes when Gonzalez hit that ball in the air, thinking it was out, and almost a small letdown. All of a sudden, you look up, a very promising inning with 3 consecutive base hits. All of a sudden, there's 2 out. You've only scored 2 runs.
That's right, Monsieur Mo. Momentum, making his way across the diamond here and there.
Yeah, he's certainly looking up an Uber ride, I think, to see if he's going to change dugouts here.
I'm sure he can get someone to carry him.
That's quite possible.
Francois Henry, the catcher for Recru Farm.
I wouldn't give up on that. No, it's come back.
That came right back. Wow, Hunter Platten played that well. He was making his angle to go right to the back of the fence here, but had to come back in, circle in, and that wind is killing them. We're going to see probably, if this wind keeps up, we're not going to see that many home runs today.
Yeah, this is going to be an interesting storyline, I think, heading into the 2 big games here at 4 and 6. I think we are anticipating a little bit of weather sneaking through here, not supposed to last from what we understand. But the wind dynamics have really changed. We've seen the wind blowing in here directly from right field. We talked about it on Friday through the day that there wasn't a lot of home runs hit early. They started to hit them Friday night. The park opened up again yesterday in the mid to late afternoon again to right field. But now we're seeing left field and center being a little bit more affected in terms of weather conditions at this point.
That's right, and even we're getting a breeze up here in the broadcast booth. It's creeping its way in through the open gaps in the windows that we have. And the clouds are moving very quickly over top of us here in Kitchener. But nobody's moving in the stands. Everyone's sitting glued to their seat. They're not giving up their spots here.
Leading off for Team Canada, the right fielder, number 35, Hunter Platten.
No, they all have a nice clear Bud Light cups in their hand and enjoying the time. And looking for some offense here. That's what everyone likes to see. As we know, offense brings them to the park. And what's your saying?
And defense keeps them here.
And that is, in fact, true. The buzz after the game when we were able to walk around for a little bit was more on the defensive plays that occurred last night than the offense. And it was a big offensive night for the Futures. They scored 31 and 29, respectively, against Canada and the U.S.
That's right. They did. They made their mark yesterday. Won't be seeing much of them today. But there's Hunter Platten lining out to left field here to start off the inning. Team Canada does not want a flat start. They want to come out guns a-blazing because they have a 6-run lead, and that lead is not safe.
Yeah, you know, Recru Farm scored 1, 0, 2. For sure, Canada's looking to add to their lead here. They've done a 5 and a 4-run inning. I don't think they're going to expect anything less than similar numbers to that for this inning.
As they shouldn't, because they've been proven fighters, able to manufacture runs anywhere in the lineup and chip away whenever necessary. And there's a shot to the right side of the field. Sebastien Rissiere, Olivier Foray, able to make the easy play.
Team Canada, third baseman, number 14, Dustin McLaughlin.
Yeah, Josh won't be happy with that at bat. I think he let the ball get a little bit on his hands. Wind could be affecting the pitchers coming in too, so it's a dynamic you have to understand. Maybe that ball's traveling a little deeper or moving a little bit left to right than it was earlier in the game or what they've seen the entire weekend. These conditions are probably different than what we've seen over the 3 days here.
And we have seen that in the first at-bat to Hunter Platten. A lot of deep pitches there. And Huard trying to make that adjustment, not trying to get too much on it. And he's able to get the Canadians to swing at some not ideal pitches. But the lead remains 9-3. Recru Farm putting up a goose egg, keeping Canada scoreless. We go into the 4th after this. Welcome back to this matchup between Recru Farm from Quebec and Team Canada. There we have Simon Grondin, the extra hitter for Recru Farm, lining out to Kyle Necto with a deep fly out to left, but still able to make it work. That wind playing a huge factor in those balls now that normally would carry out of the field but are dying. We're seeing the winds pick up, the flags blowing towards us here behind home plate. So it's almost like the ball is hitting a wall the higher up it gets in the sky.
It's a good way of putting it. I think we've seen a couple balls go up there and almost hit that wall and drop straight down the face of it.
Definitely a challenge for the outfielders on both sides if this continues.
Big advantage to the U.S. men's team. I would say if the conditions stay like this, both teams have power. U.S. power, I think, is a little larger in a park like this. So
at least line drives aren't too affected by the wind. And there is a single from Michael Cordero, the third baseman for Recru Farm. And he's able to deal with the situation, adapt, and look for what's going to work best for him and his team. And it looks like line drive should be on everybody's mind throughout the rest of this game if the wind permits.
Yeah, this game's funny. That's all you have to do, hit line drives, but the wind does get in the guys' heads.
There's a pick from this guy. Can he hold it? And he gets him. Great play from Dustin McLaughlin to keep the ball in front. He did get that. That was a hot pick on the backhand. Very difficult to react so fast on the hot corner, but he makes it work. Knock him down, throw him out. There's one out for Team Canada. Two out, sorry.
Yeah,
Two out.
Kudos for sticking with that play.
And now that brings up Maxime Bouchard, the first baseman.
Yeah, big, strong, left-handed hitter. We'll see if he's going to challenge that wind.
He does. Let's see if the wind can take this ball. And Colin Andrews has a beat on it. He's able to make the third out. That's consecutive half innings with no runs scored. Very interesting in this game here.
Yeah, the conditions we've talked about, I think, are playing these guys' heads a little bit. Like you said, line drives can't be defended by the wind. It is a mental game. This game's mental. Guys are starting to think, I can't hit in the air, or maybe I don't have enough power to get it through that wind, and swings change. And there's no real reason to. Hit the ball hard, take your chances. We saw in the game before that, you hit the ball hard and it does funny things. You can get some fortunate bounces, and you just have to put good swings on.
And you just have to keep it simple at the same time. Team Canada has scored 9 runs and only 3 home runs in there going into the bottom of the fourth. So they're on pace to be able to utilize their home runs late in the game, although they may not be as useful in a game like this with these conditions. They have shown so far that they can score without the long ball. And I think that is a strategy that is going to work best for them, especially if they are already used to. They have a game under their belt in these conditions, unlike Team USA, who is still awaiting to play their 6 o'clock game. And they're going to have to take a little longer to get warmed up to what's going on here at the field. Although there's a lot of time that has to pass, a lot can change. But Team Canada will certainly have the advantage if this is the conditions at 6 o'clock. And there's a shot off the mesh on his horse. Team Canada, Danny Laprise, the second baseman, able to line a shot to the mesh. Line drives, even doesn't matter how deep it goes, it's going to go, and it's not going to be too taken off course here.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's a great point you made. If these conditions stay as they do, the Team USA is going to adjust, but how many innings is it going to take them to adjust? It might take once through the order and everyone understanding, oh, I just hit a homer and maybe it didn't turn into a homer, and we'll see how quickly the adjustment is. I'm not sure the conditions are going to stay that way. I think there is a weather pattern kind of blowing through, but it's certainly a storyline we can follow if the conditions stay as they are.
Kyle Reinders, the pitcher for Canada, fouling the ball over the stands on the right side of the field, playing with a runner on second. Will he find the gap? No, it hangs just enough for Stéphane Rindo to try and make a play, but will not catch Laprise, tagging up at second to third. Looks like the players on the field are trying to see if they can feel some raindrops with these clouds. Taking off their hat at third base, Michael Cordair probably asked him, did you feel that at third base? Like, oh, let me just double check. Let me take off my hat. Like, come on, that's so funny. Here we go, Canada back up here, top of the order. Jeff Zanoli, the 5-man with a runner.
2 base hits so far today. Legal pitch called here by home plate umpire Brett Williamson, being very consistent with his strike zone.
Zanoli takes that one too. Playing with a 3-1 count. There's a shot. Will it get blocked? No, it doesn't. It clears the mesh. That's a 2-run shot for Canada. He's able to make the windy conditions work for him. He had to put a little extra mustard on that one.
Yeah, we're still unsure. Everyone here kind of held their breath. A few people in the stands stood up to watch kind of the flight of that ball. I think 2 hours ago was a no-doubter, but everyone kind of held their collective breath to see if that one was going to clear that mesh or not.
I did. Did you see my face getting a little blue?
I did. I was worried about you there. Tap you on the back there and get some oxygen going. But
yeah, give me one of the tanks from Team Canada or Team USA that they have on the bench when they have to run for
yeah,
triples.
For sure.
Holy moly. They're very fit, though. I'm very, very impressed with the athletes here at the tournament this weekend. They're the total package.
Yeah, watching them walk around, you get you get impressed by some of the size of some of these guys and how well they're put together, that's for sure.
And how well they can move for their size. Colin Andrews off the mesh. He's making it to 2, hustling in, able to walk into second base, though. There's a double for Andrews, the shortstop. That brings up Steele Lewis, someone that's been able to put a hurting on balls this weekend, and 4 home runs to Canada's credit so far this weekend, or this game, pardon me.
Yeah, I don't think Steele's intimidated by the wind.
The wind is intimidated by Steele.
There's a chance. His hair's not even blown. That's how intimidated it is.
That's true.
It is. I don't know if that's product or could be a wig it's put together so well.
I wonder what his regimen is.
The hair probably works out. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, no question. That ball is hit to Waterloo at this rate. My goodness, Steele Lewis with a 2-run shot. The hair didn't even move on that swing.
No chance of that. The only thing that may have changed is the weather conditions. He may have brought in a whole new weather pattern.
I also heard that the Farrah Fawcett hairspray holds the best.
Holds the best? I would not know of this. Me and Jeff Segan put those days behind us.
Jeff Pinnell doesn't have to worry about hairspray either. He just has to worry about getting on base. Justin Pinnell, my apologies. And he rips it through the right side of the field. He's catching them sleeping, but he's out of there. Not a good decision on Pinnell's part, but he did see that they were lackluster in picking up the ball in right field. Thought that his speed could make it happen. Not the case. But at least this isn't the game that is going to hurt you in. I don't mind being aggressive, but there's a time and a place, and if you get burned, sometimes it's okay.
Yeah, that's what comes with Justin's game. You get full out all the time. Helps, hurts. There's injury concerns going that hard all the time. There's running into outs potentially like that. It could be a great start, but it also could be that kick of dirt in the face of Mr. Momentum too.
That's right. Monsieur Momentum in this game.
Monsieur, oui.
Carl Nechtel fouling it to the right side of the field. He likes to shoot at the ball there. He takes a deep pitch. He looked like he wanted it, but he held up. Good discipline at the plate. Yes, that was the same pitch that he let go. He tomahawks that one through the middle of the field. He's pushing it for 2, and they throw it away. Huard has to pick up the ball right around the mound. And that is what Pinnell was trying to do, force the fielders to make an offline throw, make them make mistakes. Nechtel's able to do it and pick up off of Pinnell's play, and that's probably what Team Canada needed to get that influence from Pinnell to bring it around the rest of the lineup.
That's right. Yeah, that energy he brings to the game is infectious for sure.
So good move on Pinnell. We're seeing it pay off with Nechtel's aggressiveness on the base paths. Ron Nadelin, the extra hitter for Canada. There's a shot. Will it stay? Will it go?
Hit that wall.
hitting the wall of wind. Got to keep the ball low, folks. Team Canada able to put up a couple runs as they lead 13-3. We go into the top of the 5th after this. Farm finds the deep part of the field, but it does not pass the warning track. Kyle Nackdahl tracks it down, a hand on the fence for the first out of this top of the 5th.
That ball hit that wall out there as well. I think Steele was going back on it and thought he'd have to climb that fence and then held up at the last second as a flash of lightning just struck in the distance there.
Yes, we have been seeing those flashes throughout the game.
That looks like Curtis Niebel. Some substitutions I think have happened. I see Curtis Niebel out at the 5-man. The number 1, Jeff Andrews, has taken the place at first base for Justin Pinnell. I don't see Mr. Pinnell out there any longer. So it looks like Jeff Andrews is a change at first base. I see Curtis Niebel at the 5-man. Stefan Riendo decides to get Recru Farm their first home run of the day.
It took them a little long to get their first home run, didn't it?
Yeah, they're known kind of for their power and stuff, so I'm surprised they haven't hit some before now, but those conditions maybe have certainly been playing into it.
They might have a better weather report than we do.
Yeah, maybe telling Steele Lewis he isn't the biggest dog here in the park.
And there's Sebastien Richier. Can he make it to first? He legs it out. Canada, Daniel Eprizé, not able to hold on to it, but knock it down at the very least. Keeps Richier to a single, but it's after a 2-run shot from Recru Farm. Now that brings up the top of the order, Ishi Gonzalez, the shortstop, might be able to do some damage here.
Looks like Jeff Zanoli's moved from the 5-man to shortstop, so Colin Andrews would be the player that's out. And Colin Andrews is probably resting here. Brett Williamson throws his hands up. He's going to call the umpires in. There was a flash of lightning. Patty De La Rocca picked up on that right away. I think they're going to have to pull the players off the diamond at this point, and looks like the weather's in the distance, but it's going to have to rotate through here.
So we're going to probably have around a half-an-hour break, it seems.
Yeah, I'm not sure who will be in control of this event. If it's Softball Can, if it is, it probably a 30-minute minimum once you see that flash of lightning.
Looks like people in the stands are looking to duck for cover just in case.
Yeah, people are trying to find the limited amount of cover around here and get in it before anybody else, or maybe hitting some snack bars or topping up some refreshments.
I wouldn't mind hitting the snack bar either. There's a great selection of food here at the ballpark. Burgers, pea-meal, bacon, banquet burgers, slushies. Oh, did we see that? We felt that here. We felt the static in our headphones with that giant lightning strike. All right, stay with us. We're not sure when we will be able to come back and call the play again. There's been more like 13-5 so far in this ball game.